Yeah, hello. My name is Dr. Tony Prensa. I'm from Orlando, Florida. Today, we have our webinar. This is the last webinar of the year that we are sponsoring from the TP Global Business Consulting. So we have this space to share knowledge, experience, and to touch bases with the communities in project management, PMO, and all the discipline, but basically in project management and PMO. And today we have the honor of having a very busy person, Mashhood, that he's going to be our facilitator of the webinar today. So he's going to talk about the generative AI, artificial intelligence, and project management. So to talk a little bit about Mashhood, he's a seasoned project management and IT professional with over 20 plus years of experience in different industries. He's a well-known and recognized speaker. I have the pleasure to attend to some of the speeches, PMI Global Summit. He talked about portfolio management. So he's very versed in different disciplines. So he talks about portfolio management, PMOs, project management, and in the last thing that he's working for certain years is in AI. And so we have the honor to have him today. So he also the founder of PM Assistant.ai, is a consulting company focusing on consulting in artificial intelligence. And Matthew, he's gonna tell you a little more things what he's doing. So he's working with different companies, helping them to embrace the technologies of AI, specifically in the ChatGPT and other generative type of technologies. So it's an honor for us to have Mashhood today. I hope that you enjoy the discussions and learn from him. Also, if you have any question while we are talking, so we are willing to answer your questions. So that's the idea. So with that being said, so Mashhood is all yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tony, for giving the warm introduction and opportunity to speak with your audience. Today, we will be talking about the rise of AI, how AI is revolutionizing the project management. So, the thing that I want like to emphasize is it is not will revolutionize, it is happening as we speak. So, a little bit about myself. I've been working in as a project manager for quite a long time now. I got my PMP certification back in 2008. Got my master's from Waterloo, and I do consulting in project management as well as I do some AI advisory. I provide AI advisory services as well. I do speak on the international floor. I've been lucky to go around the world almost to speak at various conferences from Africa, New Zealand to Middle East and the US and Canada. I do volunteer for PMI and a couple of other organizations. I am a ISAC Edmonton chapter board member and volunteer for PMI, SME, AI group, and the standard group. So if you would like to connect with me, you can find my LinkedIn and you can just go there and connect with me. And if you want to see my previous speaking engagements, click on the link on this on your screen, and then that will take you there. So all about good about me. So let's just get into why we are here. So before I start my talk, I usually like to talk about patterns. So patterns tell us something behind the scene that we don't see. But the patterns are a consistent way of how things are moving. Pattern tell us what's going to happen in the future. Pattern helps us predict better. Pattern helps us understand the human behavior. Pattern understand help us understand the weather pattern. Pattern help us understand them solve mathematical problems. So patterns are everywhere, and the patterns are in project management and the business as well. So, learning from pattern, I will talk about the Industrial Revolution. Most of us are familiar with these ones. The first Industrial Revolution was, before the World War I, World War II time frame. That was all about mechanization, steam power, water power, electricity, the basic infrastructure that we moved from agriculture society to the first Industrial Revolution. Then comes the second industrial revolution that was all about mass production, assembly line, electricity, power grid at a scale, highway infrastructure at a scale, shipping lines at a scale, and that helped us to produce products in bulk, right, and help us do the mass production at that level. Then in 80s and 90s comes the computer and automation industrial revolution, and that was all about like computers, the birth of internet, and then we see the mobile comes in early 2000s. Now we are at the intersection of fourth industrial revolution, which is about cyber physical systems, AI, neural network, nanotechnology, and a bunch of other new technology, quantum computing including. And what is happening, the pattern I would like to emphasize here is that the first industrial revolution lasted about 150 years, the second about 60 years, and the third lasted about 30 years. What it tells us, the this thing, industrial revolution, are getting shorter and shorter. Also, it tells us that anytime there's an industrial revolution, people lose job in their industries. So, for example, once the car or the vehicles comes onto the road, people who are engaged in horse farming or raising horses or horse carts and any of those things have lost their jobs, right? And same thing when mass production happened and then we get to the computer automation, so many people have lost their jobs as well, and that transition will continue. This is the first time that we will see multiple industrial revolutions in our lifetime. Let's think about it. So industrial revolution that was happening 150 years, 60 years, 30 years, next could be 15 years, 10 years, and it will get shorter and shorter. So what we and our kids will witness is a shorter industrial revolution. We may not call it industrial revolution. We may call it like micro industrial revolution or something else, right? It's just gonna fade away. But the important thing here is because of this shrinking pattern, people have to adopt. And that brings us to the two important skill set that I would like to highlight. One is our ability to unlearn. So we need to unlearn the old ways of doing things. We need to unlearn the old habits that are not relevant, the old ways of doing things that are not relevant. And then we have to relearn. We have to relearn and adapt to the new ways of doing things. And we need to learn the new habits. And this cycle of learning and unlearning will continue. Unlearning does not mean that we have to unlearn every single thing that we have learned. We only have to unlearn things that are not applicable anymore in the near future. So next we'll talk about what is AI in different categories of AI. I believe all of us understand what is AI by now. In my definition, my favorite definition is the ability for computers to perform tasks that normally requires human intelligence or to imitate human behavior. Things like problem solving, learning, reasoning, visual perception, and others. So one thing I would like to highlight is that the term AI was coined in 1950s by Alan Turing. So that means the concept of AI has been there for last 70 years, but again becomes a reality now. So it's not something new. It's been an academic topic for a good 60, 70 years. Categorization of AI, there are three general categories of AI: generative AI, specialized AI, and hybrid. Generative AI is ChatGPT, Midjourney, DALL-E, and there are so many other. Um, Google just come up with Google Gemini. My Facebook has Meta Llama and bunch of others. They help you generate the content, right? And then there's a specialized AI or a narrow AI that specifically does something in a very vertical industry. So, give you an example like medical diagnostic, image diagnostic, right? That's a very specialized niche, and that is an example of a specialized AI. Now, when you combine the specialized AI with a generative AI, same example I will use is a, a radiologist is looking at the cancer image, for example, or some other image, and he can say, okay, if the cancer spread this way, what will happen? So by using leveraging generative AI on top of the specialized AI, they can have a hybrid AI that can help us solve the unique use cases in the future. So with that, I'm going to share three research findings to help us set the stage. The first one from the Harvard Business Review: AI will not replace humans, but the humans with AI will replace human without AI. Let's digest this. Let's sink this in. What it's telling us is that it's not the technology takes the role, and that's the same pattern even in the industrial revolutions. People who adopted to factories or people who adopted to technology, they were able to replace people who did not, right? And the same pattern will continue. 2019 research from Gartner says 80% of today's project management tasks will be eliminated by 2030 as AI takes over. So focus here is not the 80% of project managers. It is talking about 80% of project management tasks, means the tasks that we don't like. And I will give some examples in next few slides. Then the last quote is from PwC, and these are the folks from Switzerland. And what they did they presented their research in 2018 that talks about how AI will evolve in project management, specifically starting with integration and automation. That phase is already past, is where we have like emails, we have Microsoft Project, Microsoft Planner, Clearview, Planesview, AI project management tools that help us do integrate and automate. We are at the intersection of chatbot assistant phase right now, and I will show you a live example of how the chatbot assistant would work. Then the machine learning based project management, this is similar to specialized AI that would leverage artificial intelligence for the specialized project. So specialized project in oil and gas, specialized project in healthcare, right? Specific to those niche industries. And then, there's a talk about like there could be an autonomous project management function could be available in future. We don't know what it will look like. We don't know when it will happen. So it's something to watch out. But what I strongly believe is by the time we get there, the types of project we manage today will be totally different than the types of project we will manage 10 or 15 years from now. So I'm not worried about AI taking my job. So next two slides, I'm going to talk about some of the some of the trends. The first one is the technology convergence. Remember, AI was launched or introduced in 1950s. We did not have the algorithms, the computing power, the cloud. So now we have the good algorithms. We have the cloud, everything as a service. I can set up like a supercomputer in a few hours rather than like months or years. We also have Internet of Things. These are the connected devices, sensor that can send us all the data on the fly. That was not available to us before the internet. So that is something available to us. And the last and the most important is the data. We have a lot of data, and I categorize in two: structured and unstructured. Structured data is we all familiar with is spreadsheet, tables, databases, right? That's where how we structure in rows and columns, basically. That's our structured data. Most of the systems, ERPs and other systems are built on the structured data. However, organizations have ton of unstructured data that includes PDF, Word document, spreadsheets in a raw data format, PowerPoint, emails. All of this is unstructured data. And some estimates say that over 80% of the organization data is unstructured. And we haven't tapped that data because once we tap the unstructured data, we will get so much insight. And I will share you some of the examples of unstructured data, how we can use as a project manager. The next one is paradigm shift. Initially, we have the desktops, keyboard, and the mouse so that we can enter information into the computers. Now, in the last 10, 15 years, we've been using Amazon Alexa, Google Home, Apple Siri, and a bunch of others speakers to talk to the computers, and computers can talk back to us. So this paradigm shift will continue, and in sometime in future, maybe 5, 10, or 15 or 20 years from now, our interaction would be through augmented reality or virtual reality, because we don't need to type in, right? Because we can talk and computer can understand, and we can just go from there. So that's a very important paradigm shift that is happening that we need to watch out. So chatbot assistant can help project managers to help us rudimentary tasks. One other question I ask is there anybody in the room who likes to take the meeting minutes? I haven't found anybody who loves taking meeting minutes. Every single project manager hates it because it's tedious. People forget, lost in translation. Sometimes it's too technical, and we are not technical project managers sometimes. So with AI, you can enable a meeting transcription, and with the transcription, you can generate a lot of work. And that's exactly what we will see in a live demo in a few minutes. Same thing, we can do a task status and we can do a status report. So we can collect information and say, okay, can you generate a status report from this meeting? So you don't have to write up. You can create an action item. So in some of my demos, what I've done is run a meeting script and say, based on this meeting script, give me the action item table. Now that table can go into your task reminder or the voice reminder. Similarly, FAQs. I had to develop a training material. It was a 50-page document. It took my team member like a week to create FAQ document. Now with ChatGPT, for the paid version, you can upload a PDF and say, give me the FAQs, and you'll get those FAQs within a couple of minutes. So that's productivity. Language translation. This is another amazing tool, right? So you can enable the language translation, some AI modules, and that will help you talk to the people in the real time. Next is machine learning based project management that can predict and determine when deadlines are not going to met. So we all know that there are risks on the project, but somebody need to talk about the risk before project managers can do some actions. And looking into that unstructured data, it can help you find some of those risks. Based on that, it can revise and update the project baseline based on the realistic information, right? So if one of your team member goes on 4 weeks holidays and there's nobody else can do his job, then you have no option just to wait, delay the project by a month, right? Similar thing, scope creep, you can help, and we will see an example today how to manage the scope creep using AI. Cost estimate, probable slippage due to new risk. You have a new risk on a project, you need more cost, you need more time. We all know that, right? So how much, and that's something that AI, the machine learning based project management tool, can help us provide. And the last one, the most important favorite one of mine, is lesson learned. As a project manager, we always do a lesson learned document at the project closure if you're working in the PMO, but nobody reads it, nobody does any action. Now you can let AI tool read all your 50 lesson learned documents and come up with a recommendation plan. And that's something unique that was not accessible to us before. So there are so many great use cases. So with that, I'm going to jump to the generative AI landscape. Google Bard, ChatGPT, Meta Llama from Facebook, and Google recently, just last week, released Google Gemini, which is a competitor to ChatGPT. So these are the big names, but there are other thousands of AI applications that are built upon those. So I'm not going to go which one is good or not, but I think most of us are familiar with ChatGPT. So I will use ChatGPT as an example. It comes in two interfaces, web interface and
Excuse me,
API.
Mashhood. Does anyone has some questions? So what tools are you using if you are using any today in your organization besides those that Mashhood is sharing with us? Is anyone using some kind of generative AI tools at the organization?
So, hi, Tony, this is Purva.
Hello, thank you for joining, Purva.
Of course, what a great talk. And I'm enjoying what Mashhood is sharing about his AI strategies. So recently I'm doing I'm trying this tool called as Taplio. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Taplio. So
Huh?
it's Taplio. It's
Okay.
it's a tool that integrates with your LinkedIn, and it is AI powered, and it helps you to create LinkedIn posts.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Can
It
you write
extracts
it down there, Pulva? So for the other
your,
people to get it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm using similar tool. I think it's called Engage AI for the LinkedIn. So
yeah,
again, there are like thousands of AI tools out there,
thousands. I know
and
it's such a big
there's
sea.
no way anybody to say that he or she knows everything. So again, we all are learning, and this will change. Remember, the pattern is that things will change. We have to unlearn and relearn, right? So
Mhm.
ChatGPT is awesome tool today. It could be obsolete next year or 2 years from now, right?
Right.
So
Dude,
companies come and go all the time.
engage.ai,
So we just need to remember this. Go ahead, Purva.
engage.ai, is it like a paid or free tool?
Right.
I use the free version of it. Again, I'm not actively using it because I still want to give the human touch. I find that sometimes it just gives like
I cannot
garbage
do
content.
that. I'm just exploring Taplio, but
Yeah,
what happens is ultimately it has to be your personal touch. But it makes it easy for automation. It helps remove
yeah,
the writer's block. It gives you, I mean, it does an AI, so it pulls all the LinkedIn. So I have not gone. There is a paid version. It's $39 per month.
Mhm.
I'm just doing a free 1 week trial, but I'm not ready to like pay so high. I mean, it just adds
yeah,
up, right? How much will you pay for every tool?
Right.
That's what I'm asking you if it is like a
exactly.
free. I prefer free generally. Of course, I'm ready to
Yeah,
pay for extra service, but only when needed.
Exactly.
definitely, definitely,
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan.
definitely.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
So let's go back to our talk. So ChatGPT comes in two versions: web interface and the API. So web interface is you can access online, and we will use the web version, the free version of it today. And the API is where you pay, and then you can connect your application APIs. APIs. It comes in 3 and 4. 3 is the free version, 4 is the paid version. So again, we will show the demo using the 3.5, which is the free version. So at least all of you get the flavor and practice by yourself. So now I lost my mouse. We will go in ChatGPT live in action, and I need 2 volunteers to help me read the script while I can finish my coffee. So one of you would be a sponsor, and other one would be a project manager. So there you go. Who
I
want to
can
volunteer
help.
as a sponsor? Okay, go ahead. You
You
read
do
as a
that.
sponsor, and another person read as a project manager. Thank you.
Okay, you like, okay, sure, I'll be the sponsor.
So you have the money.
I have the money,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going to evaluate the business case to make sure I want to fund it.
Exactly.
Okay, so you want me to read that, right?
Yeah, read the sponsor part of it. The yellow
Okay, good
highlight.
morning. I appreciate your time. We are excited to get started on this website project for our insurance agency. The website is going to be a crucial tool for our agents, and we need it to be user-friendly and efficient.
Who's the project manager? Who's playing the role of project manager?
Tony, do you want to play the role of project manager?
Yes, let's do it. So, good morning. I'm eager to help you with these projects. Let's start by outlining the key requirements. I understand we need both technical and business functionality.
The website should have an attractive, professional design that reflects our brand. It must be responsive and mobile-friendly to accommodate various devices.
Understood. The website should also have a user registration system for both clients and agents, allowing them to log in securely. What are the functionality you envision for the registered users?
Clients should be able to request quotes, submit claims, and access policy documents. Agents, on the other hand, need a portal where they can manage policies, communicate with clients, and generate reports. Additionally, we need to integrate a live chat feature for immediate customer support.
I see. For the backend, the system must be scalable, ensuring it can handle increased user loads as our agency grows. We also need robust security measures in place to protect sensitive data. What about integration with external systems?
Absolutely. We need seamless integration with our internal CRM system for data synchronization. And we should also integrate with third-party insurance databases to provide accurate quotes and policy information in real time.
I got it. Do we have an approved budget for this project?
The board has initially approved a budget of $500,000. We should be able to showcase the new website at our annual conference, which is scheduled for November 25th to 28th, 2024.
I will engage with the web team to fully understand our resources capabilities, draft a project charter, and come back to you in the next 2 weeks with the project charters approved. Meanwhile, who else needs to be engaged with this project?
So I couldn't read the entire text. Does
Okay,
someone
so
need to move the screen?
okay, I will read the last line. So the sponsor says it will be web team, communication team, customer service, agent union, and IT team. I appreciate your help in getting our insurance website. Let's work together and make it a success. So this is an example of a small meeting. I just want to show the real time how things happen. And what I will do is I will copy paste this information into ChatGPT and we will see how it will work. Okay, so let me just play with my screens now. So the first prompt I will put is I'm working as a project manager. I will enter a meeting transcription. Based on this transcription, can you please provide me short summary in 200 words, right? And if I like it, I can give thumb up or thumb down, or I can copy paste, or I can regenerate. So let me just share my screen where I have the chat GPT open, which is this one. Okay. You can see my chat GPT screen now, right?
Yep.
Can you see the bottom section where I'm typing? Can you
Yes.
see that? Okay, perfect. Hello, I'm working as a project manager. I will enter a meeting transcription. Can you please provide 100 words summary of the meeting? Okay, I will enter meeting transcription after this prompt.
Mashhood, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So sorry that I missed the first 10 minutes or so. Why do we need to actually enter information here? If you are having a Microsoft Teams call, in different platforms, they can already summarize it for you. So what's the reason for transferring?
Yeah. So what I want to show you is, so Microsoft Team, what it just does a summary, right? I want to show you what else ChatGPT can do at a higher level, right? So let's just, start with some of the basic and then we'll just go from there, right?
Got you.
Can you please provide, okay, 100-word summary, and I will enter the meeting transcription next. So I'm gonna hit enter and then see ChatGPT says, okay, I would be happy to help you, yada, yada. And I'm gonna go here and copy paste. Okay, so this is the same meeting transcription that you just read. I hit enter and then it gives me 100-word transcript meeting summary. The sponsor expressed the importance of upcoming website project for insurance agency, need for user-friendly, efficient design. The project focused on outlining key requirement. Client should be able to request quotes, submit claims, yada yada. It should integrate with CRM and third party, and this is the budget, and it should be target is November 2024. So again, it gives me 100 words summary of what was discussed in the meeting. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my slide. Okay. I'm going to go back to my presentation slides. Okay. And I will say what it would be my next prompt, right? So next prompt I will give is based on same meeting transcription, can you please give me action item in a table format with action owner details? So what I would like to see is what needs to be done, what are the deadlines that we have discussed. So I will just simply say, okay, great. Based on same transcription, can you please provide action item table with action owner and deadline? Okay. So what I would like to see is like something in a table format that will say what needs to be done. Okay. So now you can see here, draft project, 2 weeks. Okay. This is what we discussed that he said that you will draft the project in 2 weeks. Engage web team, engage stakeholders, ASAP. No, define the key website requirement ASAP because no dates were discussed. If the dates were discussed, it will come up. And website design and all those things should happen. And that gives me a table. Now, if you are in a meeting where you are discussing that something need to be done by Christmas, by first week of January, by second week of January, if you have that data, the chat GPT will pick up and will give you something like this in a table format. And that's something that's so valuable for the project managers because we get lost in translation and overwhelmed by meetings, who need to do what and other things happen. So I'm going to go back to my presentation and ask my third prompt. Can you help me define the project scope statement? Okay, so I want to generate a statement of scope. So I go back here. Based on this meeting, can you please help me draft project scope? Okay. I hit enter and there we go. So it's give me the project description. It gives me the project objectives, create attractive professional website design, develop responsive website, implement secure registration, provide functionality for clients and agent, scalability, robust security, uh, integration with CRM, third-party integration. This is the budget. Showcase the website at the annual conference next year. So now you can see that it helps me. I don't have to draft anything. If I just enter the meeting transcription with some smart prompts, I will have something to get my work started. I still need to refine it. I still need to make it my own because sometimes it just gives you something duplicate. So, for example, implement secure user registration and then implement robust security measure. To me, this is kind of it could be grouped together, right? So sometimes AI just kind of a spread and give you too much information, but as a human, we know that this could be combined into a one security. Scope exclusion. So out of the scope, right? So project does not include the development of mobile application. We did not talk about the mobile application. We said responsive website. We said and customization of CRM system itself. So anything needs to be done in CRM, we will not do this. Is only the website project. So it actually captures out of the scope for us. Stakeholders, sponsor, project team, web team, communication team, deliverables. It gives me 10 deliverables. It gives me the constraint, the budget, the timeline, regulatory compliance. It gives 3 assumptions, right? So assumption is the project team will have access to necessary resources and expertise. Pretty common. Stakeholder provide timely feedback and approval. Common issue that we deal with. Third-party database APIs are available and accessible, right? Again, something that we assume. Risk, scope creep due to evolving requirements. If we do not fix the requirement, there will be scope creep. technical challenges with external system, budget constraint and schedule delays, change management. And so now you can see that it gives me scope statement. I can take this one and draft a project chart out of this very easily. So I don't have to type, and that's the quality, is that it gives me something already baked that I can simply copy paste and make it my own and just give my own flavor.
Yeah,
Now,
one comment that you can do over what you already have and you are not pleased with the results is like, and you can say, for example, you can type elaborate on change management.
yes. So okay. So example, I'm gonna say here, um, I am I'm new to project management. You know, can you please elaborate on what does change management include in this context? Okay, so I'm a new project manager. I'm learning. Um, entails, yeah, and again, just change my grammar. I hit enter. So now you can see that it's explaining me what is change management, right? Identifying change, what is change request, impact assessment that I need to do. I need to prioritize my changes. I need to get approval on the changes. I need to document this. I need to communicate with my stakeholders. And once this is approved, then I need to implement it. Then I need to monitor and control, and then do my lesson learned towards the end. You can see that, even if some concepts are new to you, you can use the chat version for the project management to help you understand some of those concepts as we go through. Very good question, Tony. So I'm gonna go back to my slides here. Okay, so I'm gonna give a full prompt. Help me define what resources do we need to complete the project. So, okay, great. Now, help me identify resources I would need to complete the project. And you can make the spelling mistakes. It can fix it by itself, so you don't have to worry about it. I make tons of grammatical mistakes. So what resources do I need? I need a project manager. Great, that's my job. I need a web development team. Great. I need a communication team. I need customer service team people to get some insight and support related to customer requirement and feedback. I need agent union representative, and I need IT team. Along with that, I need SMEs from insurance expertise, because this is an insurance agency website. I need expertise from web design and UX expertise. I need security expertise to implement the security measures, and CRM expertise. And because I mentioned about the resources, so resource, as a senior project manager, experienced project manager, you know that resource means people as well as financial or technology. So it gives me the budget. That's my budget, is my resource. Technology infrastructure, again, that's my resource. Hardware, server, computers, software, internet, hosting service, third party, project management tool. So I might need a project management tool to track those. Office space and facilities. We need to meet with the team in some office space. Vendor, external consultant, testing resources, training resource, legal and compliance, documentation reporting, change management, time and availability, contingency, stakeholder. Now you can see that it provides me 15 different types of resources. Now, as a project manager, I will say what is applicable and what is not applicable in this context. So I don't have to start from the scratch. I can simply say, yep, I need this one. We do not need the office space because everybody's working virtually. I can remove that one. Number 6, for example. Training resources, we can simply say we will make online training. So we do not need training resources. So you can decide what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. So let me go back to my slide deck and check the next prompt. can you help me identify the major project cost areas? So now can you please provide me with major cost areas for this website project? Okay, and I will say, give me in a table format, because ChatGPT likes to give so many words, and sometimes it just repeats itself, or sometimes it does not make sense. But anytime I ask something in table format, it gives me accurate, precise, to the point, that not too much information. So I did that. So now I'm getting, again, it's giving me a lot. I was not expecting this, but personal costs, salaries, and benefit for the project team members, including project manager, web developer, designer, tester, and other specialists. Technology and software costs, hardware costs, third-party services costs, external consultant, training and documentation, legal compliance, change management, testing quality, marketing and promotion. Now you can see that in the meeting script, there was no talk about marketing and promotion, but it just picks up by itself saying, hey, if we are building a new website, we need to market it, we need to do some promotion, right? So it gives me something to think about. And that is so good about Chat GPT, or GPT function for project managers, is that it's an assistant that can help you do things better and do a little bit of a thinking work for you. Contingency, and missed travel. Again, we did not talk about travel. However, we were talking about the conference in November next year. So that's why it's suggesting that if there's a big conference happening, we might have some travel budget, right? So something to consider.
Right.
So this give us like excellent way to start, excellent place to start. Now, I showed like 5 or 6 prompts to you. Based on this meeting transcription, what would you like to ask ChatGPT? So give me your prompt. What would you like to ask? It's your turn. Anyone?
I will go with one. Based on the information provided, what kind of stakeholder engagement cadence, stakeholder review cadence would you suggest?
Okay, so based on information provided, what should be the regular meeting and reporting cadence? Is that the question?
Yep, great.
Stakeholder engagement. Yeah,
Okay.
let's see if you have some.
Stakeholder engagement cadence, yeah.
Sorry?
A stakeholder engagement cadence.
Okay, stakeholder should be the
Yeah, let's see what
stakeholder
engagement cadence.
engagement cadence. Okay, perfect. Question mark, and let's see. So now it's giving me the whole number of cadence and the meetings that I need to have with my stakeholders. So I need to have a project kickoff meeting at the beginning. I should have regular weekly or bi-weekly progress meeting, change request as needed, milestone review at key milestones, budget and resources regularly, time and quality assurance during the testing phase, testing and quality during the testing phase, pre-launch and go live before launch, and post-launch review after the launch, and regular status report as needed. So it gives me a little bit more explanation saying, hey, I need to think about at least these major milestones and these different types of meeting with my stakeholders.
So one question, can you have another prompt for, so I want, or let's say we are using an agile approach for this project. What would be the stakeholder engagement cadence based on agile? So the language should be different.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. So in Agile project management approach, stakeholders is characterized by frequent and collaborative interaction throughout the project.
Mhm.
Agile principle emphasize customer collaboration, responding to change, delivering working software incrementally. Here are some of the stakeholder principles. So customer collaboration over contract negotiation, working software over. I think because I used the word principle here, it kind of
Exactly.
mixed up.
Yeah.
So let me just copy this and rewrite this question because they
Yeah.
pick up
So
the agile
organize
principle and
it.
manufacture
Yeah, without the principle. Let's see.
agile project. Okay, let's see how different answer it will give. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now it
Agile
makes
stakeholder
sense.
engagement dynamic. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that would make more sense. So speaking the language of when we need to engage with during the ceremonies instead of
Yeah.
the stance list that you have in the waterfall approach.
Yes. So now we're talking about product owner versus stakeholder as a stakeholder liaison. It's talking about backlog requirement or grooming. It talks about sprint planning. It talks about daily stand-up meetings or daily scrum. It talks about sprint review, it's sprint retrospective, and ongoing collaboration, acceptance criteria, change management, regular demos and feedback, transparency, review and adopt. So by simply changing the agile, it gives me some of the agile language now.
What do you think, Fiona?
I think it still stays too much at the team level. And so maybe the prompt of the question needs to be
Oh,
tweaked a
yeah.
little.
Yes. So
The,
what is the prompt? How would you prompt it?
You
Because
can
the
include
prompt has
the
different components.
Mhm.
The prompt has different component, and you need to provide the context.
right,
If you provide the enough context, it will give you the right information.
Mhm.
So in the beginning, I was not providing whether it's agile or waterfall. It was just
right,
giving
right.
me standard waterfall. We said agile. It's giving me start agile language. Now we need to provide a little bit more context. How would you write it?
Maybe say something like outside of the regular agile team ceremonies, what type of stakeholder engagement would
What
you
type of
suggest? What
what
type of
type of
stakeholder engagement cadence would you suggest under the agile environment? And then can you put parentheses down, not at the
yep.
agile team level, not at the
Okay.
software agile team level?
Okay. So what type of stakeholder cadence?
Would you suggest within the agile environment? Maybe some, I don't know, I'm just not sure.
Yeah, but you're looking more like executive engagement is more outside of the team.
Exactly. Outside of the team, software team,
Exactly.
Scrum ceremony, Scrum events.
Mhm.
Does it make sense? What type of stakeholder engagement cadence would you suggest within the agile environment, more specifically outside the agile team?
Looks great.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit enter and let's see. So now it's saying product owner and key stakeholder, example sponsor, bi-weekly, weekly, and have a sprint review. Client and end user, sprint review, monthly or bi-monthly. Agent union, monthly or quarterly, or sprint review. Communication team, weekly at the sprint review level. Customer service team, monthly and also at the sprint review. IT team, weekly, bi-weekly, and the sprint review. Legal as needed, review milestone and sprint retrospective, change request and pre-launch, launch, budget training, and regular status.
Mhm.
So it's never going to be 100% correct because remember, this is the chat GPT out of the box. This is not custom GPT.
Mhm.
If you train your GPT on your agile, so for example, there's a scaled agile, there's a disciplined agile, there's so many flavors of agile, right? If you say that this is the framework that I want you to be trained on, then it will start speaking the same language. And then you can also need to put like a context, right? So for example, sometimes I don't like the response from the GPTs. It's just give me like a long response. But if I only say give me three this or give me five of this, it gives me the top five or top three. So that's another way to write some of the smart prompts. So with that, I'm just gonna go to the next slide and wrap up so that we can have time for a few more questions. One of the other thing that happens is AI hallucination. You will see people talking about AI hallucination. And what is hallucination? It's a false perception of an object or an event. When AI model make up information through false perception or connecting data objects that have no linkage in the real life, it becomes start hallucinating. That means it gives you the false information. Um, and the best way to manage this is have a context. So for example, in my last prompt, Fiona, we did is we put a prompt specifically asking for the agile environment, right? And then our response that we get from ChatGPT was totally different. So if we set the context and the boundaries, then yes, ChatGPT will give us the good response. So what next? I have developed AI prompt guide for the project managers. So if you want, you can go online, pmassistant.ai, and you can download it. You can also try the product that we have developed. It's called PM Assistant Meeting Analyzer. So basically, you can upload any meeting transcription there. It will give you the attendance, it will give you the meeting summary, and it will give you action item table via email. So you upload a meeting transcription, you'll get those things in within a minute in your email. So that's something to look and to see the sample prompts that we have developed. We still have the role of human in this is leadership, management, and decision making, creativity, emotional intelligence. Be there for your team, right? I mean, we all are human. We are tired of sitting in front of computers and having so many Zoom calls nowadays. Having the emotional interaction with other humans, and then strategic management will always be with the human. I'm working with Dr. Tony Prensa, and I'll let him talk about the AI masterclass.
Yes, so if you want to know more and go deeper on all the capability that you have with AI, with Mashhood and I, so we are planning to have a masterclass scheduled for February 5th and 7th. That's going to be in the evening. So it's a follow-up for everyone to have that time after work. So the people that commit to attend for our masterclass, so we're gonna have a 10% discount of the cost. So the cost for the masterclass is $350. So if you are interested, send us, Mashhood or me, an email. So we reserve you a spot and also grant the 10% discount. So there's a lot of material and knowledge that we need to have about this. So today was basically we scratched the surface. So there's a lot more to know about it. So in the masterclass, so you're gonna have all the information, tools, and techniques how to maximize the use of this interesting tool.
Thank you. And with that, the final comment is AI will assist project managers, as you can see. It will not eliminate the project management function. However, it will transform the role of project manager into a strategic business enabler. With that, I can open the floor for the questions. You can connect me on the LinkedIn or send me an email. We'll be happy to answer any question that you may have.
Yes, if anyone has some questions, so we have 5 more minutes.
I have a question. How many of you here are actually using the 4.0 version, the pay version?
That's the one that I use.
Do you
So I
see
use the
much
paid
different?
version.
Huh?
Yes. Yes. So let me answer this question. So 3.5 is a free version, and this is what we use in our demo today. On the version 4, which is $20 USD, you can generate the images, right? literally you can generate the images. So let me just go to this screen,
Yeah.
switch from 5 to 4, and I can simply say, can you generate image for AI and project management?
Mhm.
It will just do it for me, right? So while we are talking, it will generate the image. Oh, it's still on 3.5. I need to go to 4.
Yes, in addition to that, it allows you to go further in the more current information. Remember that the ChatGPT have information from certain time. I think it's by beginning of the 2022. But if you want more recent information, you can also say, go out there, research all the website as of today, and get me all the newest information that is out there. So it do a more in-depth analysis of the situation between answer your questions.
Got you, got you.
So I asked, my prompt was generate image for AI and project management, and here's an image.
Mhm.
It takes like 30 seconds to generate, but it does, image rendering for you, right? Now, you can upload like math questions. So my son, what he's doing is he takes a picture of his math questions and upload them to GPT and ask, what did I wrong? Did I make a mistake? Is the right answer, wrong answer? And GPT can explain it to him, right? So he's using GPT for
Right.
this all the time.
And the other thing that you can do, so you see the sign for attachment, so you can pick a
Yes.
document instead of typing, and based on the content of that document, you can ask questions and elaborate more.
Yeah. So if I can go here into my downloads, I've recently downloaded the PAMBOK. So I'm going to copy, put it here, and it's going to take a little longer. Give me fun fact from PAMBOK version 7. It's going to take a minute because it's a long document to read, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to take a minute, but you can still do this, right? You can upload like a PDF, and you can upload like a spreadsheet. So I have seen so there's a open data concept, right? So you can download the government or the municipality and other places data, open data, upload the data and say, give me the fact about this and or this, right? And it will give you so much insight. It can do some graphs and charts for you. My concern of the warning is, do not use ChatGPT or any AI for the work without getting a written approval from your senior management.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because of the privacy issue, you do not want to be uploading any information onto ChatGPT that would compromises, your company's intellectual property or any of those things.
Right, that's something that you need to be aware what policies your organization has in place with this technology. There's a lot of organization, usually traditional type organization like banking and other organization, they may be restricted about using this kind of technology. So you need to be aware of that.
So you see that I asked a question, give me fun fact about PAMBOK 7. So I upload the PAMBOK and says, the fun fact is that PAMBOK Project Management Body of Knowledge Guide 7 is shift in focus from processes to principles.
Mm-hmm.
So it does not talk about the knowledge areas and the process groups. It talks about the principle, right? So that's a big change. So yeah, you put something like 400-page document and ask about like something, and it gives you the right answer.
Well, I think that we are done for today's meeting. So I appreciate all of you for joining today, and a special thank you for Mashhood to take from his busy time and discuss with us his knowledge and wisdom about this topic. As I said, so we're gonna have a more detailed masterclass, paid masterclass in February. So if you are interested, or you know someone that may be interested in get this knowledge, so reach out to us. With that being said, thank you everyone. Happy holidays, everyone. See you next year with more topics to cover.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.